Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to take a look at the body cam footage from the Sonya Massey shooting. I want to look at it through the perspective of a medical professional who specializes in mental health. I have worked extensively with people with schizophrenia and various other disorders. I've also de-escalated people a lot. In this interaction, I think they're attributing a lot of Sonya Massey's behaviors to schizophrenia because her family has come out and said that she had symptoms that were like paranoid schizophrenia. Now, I don't know if they actually confirmed that she did have a diagnosis of schizophrenia, but I will say, watching the tapes, I wasn't getting really any inclinations, just that she had schizophrenia in this video. Now, it can be like a spectrum, so sometimes you're not going to see a full set of symptoms on somebody, depending on, where they're at with their symptoms at that moment in time. But I definitely didn't peg her as like, oh, I see schizophrenia symptoms right there. What I noticed, and this is my theory, is that I think she was preoccupied about the black car that was parked in her driveway. And as you watch or rewatch this video with me, please try to keep that in mind and see if maybe this isn't making sense to you as well. Because what I'm seeing is, I think every time the police officers bring up this black car, she's having symptoms that we're not necessarily understanding. And I honestly do think that she's afraid that she might get in trouble about something with this car in the driveway. Whenever, from her perspective, she was calling because she was afraid about a prowler. And I think in her mind, she just wants to stick to the situation about the prowler. But I think she wants to stay focused on that. And then I think the police officers are getting preoccupied with the black car in the driveway, which I understand why. They have a call about a prowler, and now there's a car in the driveway with a busted window. So I see why they're concerned about that. But I think that set of circumstances just set up a lot of what people are seeing as these strange interactions on Sonya Massey's part. So as you watch this with me, I'll give more commentary on that. I'm going to go ahead and get into the video now. There are some places where the audio is kind of like mumbled because I'm talking as the police are talking. I noticed that I put some subtitles in there if I felt that what I was saying was really important. Otherwise, I noticed it while it was happening, and so I would stop and pause and repeat myself. So if you don't hear something, just know that there'll be a subtitle for it, or I'll repeat myself. Otherwise, it just honestly wasn't that important of a point, so don't feel like you missed anything. Let's go ahead and take a look at these body cam videos. Okay, so yes, there is definitely a trigger warning with this. This is some very hard content to watch. Okay, this is the body cam footage 1. I'm going to refer this as his partner. So the shooter is Sean Grayson, and this footage is from his partner right here, who actually had his body cam on, despite the fact that Sean Grayson did not have his body cam on. Now, when it comes to my black car theory, so you're going to see there's a black car in the driveway, and it has a broken window. Now, there's another clip that I can play at the end of this that I found in one video that says the day before, I believe it was the day before, Sonya reported that a neighbor threw a brick at her. And at some point, Sonya broke a window trying to get into her own car. And so my theory is that something happened with the black car in the driveway. And I believe that every time the police officers are bringing it up, Sonya is just getting more and more nervous that she's going to get in trouble about something that happened with this car the day before. And that's where I think a lot of maybe misunderstandings or maybe behaviors that the police officers might have interpreted as odd. I think maybe that's, a lot of what's going on is that Sonya is just preoccupied about not getting in trouble about this black car in her driveway. I believe the part where they discover the car in the driveway is coming up. Yeah, there it is. And you'll see there's a broken window. And the police officers honestly are concerned about that. And you have to think, if she reported that there was a prowler and then they come to her house and they see this car in the driveway with a broken window, they may honestly be thinking like, oh, maybe somebody was trying to break into the car. So I do understand why the officers asked about it. And I also understand it's just an unfortunate situation. I think Sonya was concerned that she was going to get in trouble about the car. It's purely speculative on my part, That's just my thinking, but please try to notice throughout this video, every time they mention the car, I think Sonya starts to get nervous and has these behaviors that other people I think are mistaking for her mental health issues. I think she's just nervous about the car.
Oh, we heard you. You called us.
Okay,
So what'd you hear?
somebody keeps outside my house, y'all.
Is this your car over here?
Please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh.
Okay. See, so even right there, she answered the door and she was like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. So she already has fears about the police, and she's already expressing that. So the police officer should know that, okay, this is somebody who's clearly afraid of us, you know? So she's like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. And then like things are going okay, but just notice he just asked her about the car. As soon as he asked her about the car, she started saying, please God, please God, please God. I think she's worried about getting in trouble about something for the car. I think she's thinking, I called them about a prowler, but now they're like getting nosy about this car, and I'm just really nervous about getting in trouble about this car. But this is honestly something too where I learned a lesson, because when you are dealing with somebody with mental health issues, maybe just deal with what they are reporting to you and help them with that. And if there are other things, like, you know, you could point it out. Like you could have said, you know, there's a broken window in the car. Are you aware of that? Is that something you're concerned with right now? And if she says, you know what, no, I really don't want to discuss the car right now, then maybe just stick with the issue at hand. Now that's like a huge gray area, because I do understand that the police honestly were doing a good job in trying to figure out what was going on with this car, and trying to, you know, make sure that she's safe, that there's not someone trying to break into her car. But I'm looking at this from her perspective, and it's just honestly my gut feeling. I think she's just worried that she's going to get in trouble about this car. And I think it's causing problems here from like the get-go, when she's like, you know, just look for the prowler. If the prowler's not here, please just leave.
They brought it to my driveway.
Right here, I think people are thinking she was confused. I think she just deliberately does not want to talk about the SUV. Or whatever it is, in the black car in the driveway.
David Mary 435.
You know, and they're asking her more questions, and they're looking at the car, and I'm wondering if she's getting nervous.
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
This is a theory and speculation on my part.
So we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it was.
Okay, what was the damage?
See, they're talking about the car again.
Well, what about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think much.
See, and like right here, like I think because maybe they were talking about the car now, I think she might be thinking like, oh, if I give them my name and stuff, maybe I'm going to get in trouble. But if you'll notice here, like he kind of makes another snide remark. And again, these things are adding up. Shouldn't have to think about that. Shouldn't have to think about your last name. Like, I think she's very aware of these little snide remarks that he's saying. And I think he's thinking they're going over her head. And I don't believe that they are. Again, I think she's preoccupied with getting in trouble about this car. And if you'll notice in this exchange, as soon as he says, you're not going to get in trouble, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, she gives her last name immediately, because I think that's her fear. And once he says that, he alleviates the fear. So she easily just gives the name. I think that caused so many problems here, honestly.
Last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to
Massey. Massey.
See?
Do you have an idea? That makes it so much easier.
Oh, I want to go ahead and play the clip here. This is the only video that I found where they mentioned the car, about Sonya reporting that a neighbor tried to hit her with a brick, and that Sonya was trying to break into her own car, and that's why the window was broken. Let me go ahead and play that for you.
And then a day later, Sonya herself made another call, reporting on a neighbor who had hit her with a brick. However, a sheriff's deputy met her at the hospital since she had gone there to receive medical treatment after the call. She told the officer the same story about the neighbor, and that she had also broken a window in an attempt to get into the car to get away.
Okay, so just with that clip right there, with something happening with the car the day before and the brick, that's why I'm really thinking that Sonya may have been preoccupied and thought maybe she would get in trouble about something with the car. Again, it's just my theory. But I hope that maybe I could provide people with some insights that maybe they weren't thinking about, or just give people a different perspective to think about. So that's it for now. See you in the next video.